Well, I just wanted to tell a story here. I've got a lot of stories in my life, and I just don't want to forget. So I thought I'd do a little video diary here, and maybe I can try to keep track of some stories that have happened. And man, I've done so many crazy things in my life, and I've thought about. I just got to share a few stories, and one that came to my mind just the other day because of a song that I was listening to, and we sang at church called Tremble, and it's just a great song. It talks about the name of Jesus and how powerful it is. It made me think of this story because my mom was really that was her quick prayer when things were bad, or just that all of a sudden you needed a prayer. Jesus was not a cuss word. It was a prayer for her that she would just yell out. When something was wrong, she seen a kid falling or somebody getting hurt, she would just do the prayer right quick, and it was just the name of Jesus. And man, I mean, sometimes mama, there's nobody to replace a prayer from a mama for sure. But one time in our travels when I was young, I was 17 or 18 years old, we were traveling and we had two buses. One was we lived in. The other bus that we had a tent, and they were both Silver Eagles, but the one we was using kind of as our truck to store stuff. We didn't have a truck, we had a bus, and so we basically we put our tent in it. We had car axles that were car axles is what we had for stakes that we would drive in for the tent. Tent was like 50 by 100. And of course, when you're a kid, you got no choice. You go with your mom and dad, whatever they say you're doing. That's what you do until you figure out what you want to do. But I'm grateful for those days for sure. It helped make me give me character to help me build who I am, and I'm grateful for that. But I was driving, and I don't even know. I'm sure that it was not necessarily legal because I just had a regular driver's license, and in those days, I don't know, it was a private owned coach, but I was driving. My dad was in the bus in front, and I was behind him, following him, and he had the one that was basically built out as a motor home, and I was driving the one with all the stuff. My mom was riding with me, and we were coming down around the kind of the hills of Arkansas. You kind of come down into Little Rock, and there's kind of forget what they call it, something, mountain, whatever, but it's not like an Oregon mountain, but it was a nice sized mountain. 2-lane road, curvy, really curvy. And I remember coming around a curve, and we were, I'll never forget my mom. I'll never forget this story. But we were coming around a curve, and everybody coming around that curve, I was probably doing about 55, big heavy bus coming around the curve, and all of a sudden everybody stopped, and I come around and everybody stopped, just totally stopped. And my mom yelled out the name of Jesus, which just put chills to me as I stood up on the brakes, just stood up and air brakes, holding them down with all I could, realizing I was never going to be able to stop before I would hit the first car. Again, nothing but 2 lanes, so if I went into this lane, it would be oncoming traffic. So I took the shoulder, just a small shoulder, this big bus with nothing but a mountainside to go down, and my mom praying to the top of her lungs, name of Jesus. And I think we probably passed about 10 cars, just boom, that fast. And when we did, all of a sudden the bus stopped, and I looked over, and my mom was just on her knees there praying the name of Jesus, yelling it out as we stopped. And of course, oh my Lord, I was scared to death. I thank the Lord for the fact that my mom was on the bus saying that prayer right there. Just a story I remembered, and it's a pretty powerful name. You should listen to the song Tremble. It is a cool song. It reminded me of that story, and that's why I wanted to share this story. So anyway, story about my mom.